Hey, Mozzie. Hey, dude. How are you, bud?
Howdy, I'm good. Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear, baby.
Cool.
Hey, can you hear me?
Oh, I can hear you loud and clear, sweetheart.
Cool.
I am going to share my screen. Thanks for joining at this random time, Anushiel.
No, it's all good. Do you want me to add Jose?
I just added him on. Well, yeah, I sent him a Slack message.
Okay, perfect. Let me give him a call. I think he's joining. Yeah.
He's joining now, yeah.
Cool.
Hey, Jose.
Hi.
How are you?
Good, good. Is Anushil there?
Yeah.
Yep,
Exciting.
I'm there. Yep.
Okay, guys. We're going to first talk about the priority. And priority goes PepsiCo and then the consumer version. And so I'm logged into the PepsiCo UI right now. And I'm taking notes so that I can remember which tickets to insert to add. Because I know I need to add some tickets. GitLab tickets. So first of all, on PepsiCo, this upgrade should be hidden. Simple. And then I want to take this invites and put it up here. I'm going to create tickets for this, Jose. And if you want to take notes, that's fine, but I'm going to try to send you over something with everything like I did before.
Yeah, that would be better. Otherwise, I would try to invite Antonio. I don't know if he will be available, but
no, Antonio made it well aware that he's the only one that works over there. So I get that now.
Okay.
I'm kidding. Okay, yeah. So that I'll do that. But Matt, then on the
Can you talk a little bit about for why you want to move it?
Because people don't know where it's at, and the inviting people is the core part of our growth strategy here, which is referral based. And so we are going on the premise of even outside of PepsiCo, everything's an invite only right now. And if it's not easy for people to find the invites, then that kind of defeats the fucking purpose of it. So making it easy for people to do the invites. If I remember, the Gmail way of doing it was the easiest way in the world to invite people. We're just in line right there, add their email. I know that for us, we don't have to do that. Just moving the link outside so that people see it. They don't have to go to that. Only us, only we IT people know that this icon in the upper right-hand corner means profile. No one else has any freaking clue what that means. I talked to 10, 20, 30 people, users of the system, and they have no clue that their profile page is up here. Funny as that may seem, it's a reality.
Are we tracking that in Mixpanel?
You're not, but I am in Google Analytics from previously.
Mm-hmm.
So I have Google Analytics dashboards from previous stuff that I'm trying to remember all the analytics we used to use, and that way we can transfer them over to Mixpanel. And I've been documenting that a little bit. And this was, I know that from the intercom conversations we had through this little thing here, that people were always looking for where their invites were.
Okay. Yeah, that should be really easy.
Agreed, yeah. So remove upgrade, move invites out there, and that's perfect. On the PepsiCo stuff, we want to, let's go down here. So I want to take a look at the database with you guys and find out what's going on here. Is it bad data, or is it the database not reading things right, the UI not reading things right? Because these should all have actual acreages. There should be very few predicted acreages. So I think you guys might be switching up.
Mm-hmm.
And this little hover over thing sticks all the time. See that stuff there? I'm clicking all over the place. I can't get rid of it unless I get rid of. Oh,
okay. Yeah. That should be easy to fix also.
Agreed. Yeah, just little small things.
To kind of chime in on that stick, yeah. The legend continues to move up as you continue to click on things. The legend in the bottom right corner. It continues to just get higher and higher.
Oh yeah, this is an old bug. Jose, this isn't your fault. This little acreage thing. Every time you do something, it moves up and up and up. We found that bug. It's a React thing or a TypeScript thing. I forget which one, but we noticed that. We got it moving. The more you click, this thing will keep creeping up on you. And I think it's every card you add. Yeah. But I think you guys have these switched in the database because I gave you actuals, or possible Vishal, who inserted the data for you, inserted it backwards.
Mm-hmm.
I can't because I can't see the database. I don't know.
Okay. We will check it. That will be also quite fast to check.
Yep. Okay, agreed. Yes. These are all very small things. These are all very small things that are just us fine tuning some of the look and feel of this. Okay.
Matt, for the regions where we don't have any predictions, should we just not show NAN? That sounds weird.
Just put predicted acreage. Just put
not available.
Not available. Absolutely.
Yep.
Or coming soon if you want.
Yeah.
Just don't put 0. And then you see how when I add a card, see this acreage here? So I'm gonna get rid of everything else. So these two acreages, one is the United States and one is Canada. There's no reason that these should not be the same card.
Mm-hmm.
Because this acreage card, this NAS equals actual.
Mm-hmm.
So NAS is a ground truth. And so if NAS existed in Canada, right, which it does not, it only exists in the United States, it would give us actual numbers, which is why I sent you actual numbers for Canada instead of getting them from NAS. But in the United States, as we update the database, instead of saying the word NAS, we're just going to say actual. The word NAS will remove.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'll make all the notes on this already, though, right? And when you click on new things, the latest one you last clicked on should be at the top, not the bottom.
Okay, that should be
easy. All very easy things, I think.
This is already added to GitLab.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
I talked to Antonio, and I think I talked to Anushya about this too. On the mix panel stuff, I want to know what the current state of what they were looking at. Like, I want to know that acreage was visible and this acreage is visible, and that they clicked on the Stearns County, and then they decided to delete these cards, or delete a card, or then take an action. I want that metadata about the previous state before the action was made, to start to understand if there's a pattern between what people are looking at, maybe dates they're looking at, date ranges they're looking at, or if there's some pattern in their actions of what they're doing. And I think the only way to do that, if I'm not mistaken, is to understand what they were looking at before they did the action. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so the way I guess Mixpanel works is for every event you have a bunch of associated properties. So for a given user, you would be able to kind of look at the entire stream of the events that they did. So they opened this card, then they opened this card, and then they close this.
I get that part, but if is there a aggregated state, because the previous state of that like this data cards list, right? When there's when these three cards are here, this has a state, right?
Right.
The state is this list is populated with two cards. The crop is with oats. So it goes. Sorry.
You can do that, because as Anushil says, you can add like meta information for every event. So you are the one who tailors the message that you send to Mixpanel.
Are you saying I can do that or I can't do that? I'm sorry.
You can. Yes, you can.
Okay, yeah. Cool. Thank you so much. Because if we can't, we need to move to a different tool.
There are other tools around,
like
but
I think Mixpanel is fine for now.
Mixpanel is one of the best ones. Yeah, I wouldn't say it is not one of the cheapest, but it is one of the best.
Agreed. I think very highly of Mixpanel. No problems with it. I just don't know it that well as I do the other ones. And so I just want to make sure I ask all the questions to make sure that I'm on the same page with you guys. And so another thing that I've seen is we go back to 2013. See these absolute errors? We have some really
This again seems to be flipped, like the predicted and the actual.
I think so. That's my point. I guess that's so. If we just double check the predicted actual things everywhere, I think that's a good part.
That's a good starting point. Yeah.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah. Okay.
Just to point it out, because you're accessing the calendar in the way that oats and the acreage are highlighted in blue, the calendar should remain highlighted after you access things.
Hey, Jose, I think we might change this whole calendar. I think this calendar thing that I had, this idea I had previously, might be a bad idea.
Well,
it's my fault. But I think
no. But I would really like, I mean, can we do the Carto meeting as soon as possible?
Because whenever you want. Do it today. I don't care.
Well, today I would like Antonio to be there because Antonio did a great job during the weekend. He was able to load actual data, and it is it is very cool how he was showing this. No, he was loading data not in Carto, not in an external DB. He was doing it in his computer,
Right.
because it is not an external service. It is something that you can own. You can put it in. Yeah.
Yeah, I read it. You sent me a link. You sent me a bunch of links on it. I read all about it.
Yeah, so it has two ways of working. One is you load your data into the Carto servers, or you host your own server.
We host our own server.
Yeah, so Antonio, what he did is to host his own server.
Right.
Yeah, and he was testing it, and I think you will like it a lot.
Yeah, I'm the one who told him to host his own server and not to do it on their server.
What, sorry?
He asked me if he should host it on his own or do it on theirs. We've been talking about it a lot.
Oh, okay.
I'm telling you, if you guys like it and it's going to be easier for you, do it. I'm okay with it. It looks good. If it's something you guys want to use, and it makes your life easier and it looks better, I mean, I think.
No. I mean, for making our lives easier, that's not a problem. I mean, we can adapt to anything. It is just I would like to know what you think, what Matsi thinks, because this will impact the user experience.
How so?
So that's why I would like you to be involved in the decision.
Agreed. There's no users though.
Yeah, well, but hopefully there will be many users.
Agreed. Otherwise, you're not going to get paid. But I think that if we're going to make this change now, we do it now, not a month from now.
Okay.
A month from now, we will have users, and they'll freak out about it.
Okay, so then let's do the meeting tomorrow.
That's fine. Antonio's awake right now. Get him on the phone.
He's there?
Yeah, he's always up. I wake him up all the time. I make sure he doesn't sleep.
Yeah, I will ask him if he's at home.
Oh yeah, he ask him if he hates me or not, because I'm sure he hates me. But I wake him up all the time. We have good laughs. And I have good laughs. He probably's not laughing too hard.
Yeah, Antonio he's always available. He is incredible.
I know. Good man.
I'm gonna ask him when he can have, because he right now he's going home, but he's not at home yet. He's out. So
he's got the Zoom on his phone. He'll log in.
He's taking, I don't know.
I doubt he's installed Carto on his phone.
He's got Zoom. Yeah, exactly. He's got Zoom and Carto on his phone. He's fine.
Okay, let's do something. I will arrange something with him, and I will let you know so that tomorrow we can have a meeting and we can show you.
Yeah, that's fine with me. Whenever you want. I mean, I've seen it though. I looked at it a bunch, and then I don't know if I saw exactly what Antonio was doing, but he was talking to me about it online. And, I think that if we're going to do something like this, and it seems to be the right decision to do. I think that's kind of clear, right? This kind of leaflet crap we have going on here sucks, right? The TypeScript, React, PS that's behind it is a little bit complicated and cumbersome to work with. Do we all agree on that?
Yeah, so the thing is that Carto is also using that, but the thing is that you don't even realize about it because it is rendered in the server.
Yeah, exactly.
So the client receives a very good user experience. Everything is so fast, so snappy.
It's all wrappered.
Yeah.
Right? Everything has a wrapper around it.
Yeah. Okay,
yeah,
so
but I would say let's do the meeting tomorrow and then do a proper evaluation across all the dimensions, like whether we can throw in like custom data into the UI with Carto and what's the query language, all of those things.
Of course. I mean, we start in staging and then move it out to production, you know, like just like we would anything else. But I think if we do it, we got to do it now. We don't wait. I mean,
no, I agree.
Yeah.
I guess my point is, even for the implementation of all the current features, it would take some time, right? Even to kind of migrate to Carto.
How much time?
Yeah, well,
time is something I don't have a lot of, guys.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, this is not something that can be done in 2 weeks, for example.
Is it something if you guys hang out on a weekend together and we give you an extra 10 grand, you can get it done?
I don't even think we can do it, not even with that. No, it's I
think
mean,
if you tried, it'll be hard.
If I know Antonio surprises me every day, but
I agree.
The first day we invent a time machine, and then we.
No, I mean, it will take longer because you will need to integrate every action that you do in the map. You need to integrate it to, for example, if you click in some point, you want the cards to change. So there are things to be changed. It cannot be done like in 2 weeks. It would take more. So if we want, let's fix things now. Everything that we need right now, let's fix it now. And when we have more time, we move to Carto.
How do you find another Antonio?
Another Antonio. Well, we have David. David right now is not working full time. He's working half time, or a bit more than half time. But we can tell him to start working full time.
At Inutio, I think that's good.
And I guess Matt, sorry.
I mean, are you worried about money?
No. I was saying we also have like more engineers, right, in the team. So at the moment we had only assigned 2 people, right? So we can definitely assign more people to speed things up if needed. Because we thought like now
the answer is yes.
web dev work.
We need to start speeding things up. I'm going to start throwing a bunch of stuff at you guys to speed things up with metrics stuff. We have some potential investors that want to see some things, and so we want to give them a nice show before. I think that we want to do that, by the end of June.
Okay.
Okay,
so
maybe
we'd like to speed things up right now. If that's available, my answer is yes.
Yeah,
by the end of June, I think it's feasible by the end of June.
But you also have integrations and metrics for inbound marketing, blogs. There's a lot of UI work outside of just PepsiCo and the app. There's also going to be Cargill that's coming up right behind this, and so we need to start getting the Cargill.aerialintel.com out there. There's other things that are going to happen, but they're all going to kind of happen within this next month or so of replicating PepsiCo and changing out some of the data.
Yeah, but what we can do is, for example, for these bugs that we're discussing today, David can handle all of them. Antonio can start working with this Carto. We can assign a new person for Carto so that the 2 or the 3 people can be working in parallel.
Okay, I like that. If I could have somebody full time on the app.aerialintel, I would really like that, because I want to get this app.aerialintel cleaned up so that I could start having people kind of give me some feedback on it.
I want to throw in another bug, communicate another bug or improvement. As far as the cards, the little arrow for minimizing, it should minimize the children of that parent. Otherwise, what's the value of minimizing it?
I have that noted as well.
Okay.
But hey, Jose.
Yeah.
I would like somebody in Inutio. I would like somebody full time on app.aerialintel, as I have a bunch of changes that I just haven't put out there because I didn't want to confuse people. that aren't going to happen for PepsiCo, that are just going to happen for the app, as well as new data, whole bunch of stuff. And they're going to come fast. And so if I could have a dedicated person to help go through those changes with me, that'd be very helpful, because I'm going to try to get 25 or 30 users on that app.arrow Intel, like by the end of this month.
Okay. So, okay. Yeah, no problem. Let me speak tomorrow to David and Antonio. We will see what is the best way to do that.
Okay.
But yeah, don't worry. We have enough people here to do that.
I won't. That a boy, my man, the myth, the legend, Antonio.
And is Antonio here? Is he joining us?
Yeah.
Huh?
So, Antonio, unmute yourself.
No, I can hear you now.
Hey. We want to talk about Carto.
Okay. Did you, Jose Luis, say to you something about Carto?
Yeah. But because we wanted to have a meeting tomorrow, but I don't know now that you're here.
Meeting now.
Yeah, you are at Certiveria now.
Because are you in your mobile phone or in the computer?
In my mobile phone.
Told you.
I just entry at my home. I'm going to get my computer. One second.
I hope we didn't interrupt your dinner or anything.
No. Don't worry.
You live in a very big house, Antonio.
Yes.
Things are fucking.
We're paying too much.
It's very big. Now I have my computer. 1 second. Big house, but bad internet at my room.
So the last, we gotta get you a better internet provider. He's got a mansion for a house, but the internet is dial-up. So one last thing about Pepsi. I have a bunch of Pepsi proprietary data that I am going to start sending over to you guys. One of the guys over here normalized a bunch of Excel files that they gave us of detailed information about the crops, so that when you go and you click on a region like this, they give us a lat long, and so you'll be able to draw within this region a smaller lat long polygon. Not personally, but it's like a smaller shape file, and so there'll be a more detailed view than just this crop district. And when you click when you drill into that, there'll be information like planted date, average planted date, average harvest date. There'll be like this kind of timeline of events of these life cycle stages of the crop. And I need to find out, or I would like for you guys to help me figure out a way to display this information. So basically it's dates each crop season. Every year there's stages of a crop: planted date, headed date, growing date, maturity date, harvest date, right? And our predictions always predict the amount at harvest date. And so, but the dates at which the other life cycle stages occur, it's called crop progress. And those dates give people indications of how well the crop is progressing or how poorly the crop is progressing during that year. And so these pieces of information I have in a very ugly Excel file right now that I'm printing up.
Maybe something similar to the view of I think it's a card that's his name is production or progression.
It's not production. Nope. This is going to be a more detailed view of acreage and yield.
Okay.
Hold on one second.
If you can send to us the.
I want to send it to you, and I want to talk about it before you go digging into it. Otherwise, you'll go nuts.
Okay. Okay.
So what makes a unique row is the year, the variety. This is like brand of seed. And then location. So there's three records of the same, three entries of the same field, right? It's in Saskatchewan, and you see there's different heights, so it's different times, but the crop was harvested on 9/4. It took this many days to get to one stage.
Wow.
Oh yeah, no. If you were just to look at this on your own, you'd go nuts. As I started going nuts, but
we have
and then there's
information.
Then there's a yield. So 2015, there's a yield for this variety in a particular location, Saskatchewan, and Saskatchewan has a let long, and that is. Oops. That's somewhere else. I'll get it for you. Point being is that this is a lookup. You'll take this location and you'll look up another table that'll give you a lat long, and that lat long will be your polygon. Does that make sense?
Yes. I'm thinking.
I'm going to clean this up. This is a mess right now, so don't worry about it right now, okay? Half of these fields will be gone. Don't worry. Half these fields don't mean anything. So that's why I said don't worry about it. But the point is I'm going to start giving you a bunch of data that is Mexico specific. And that is going to be more detail on the current metrics that are there now.
Okay, so we need to find a way to show this data.
So I want to understand the database schema we have in place right now, so that I could start helping kind of map some of this data or make it cleaner for you. Because I think right
Matt,
now.
a question is this data, let's say, going to change? Like,
No.
I know PepsiCo gave you this one sheet.
Nope.
Will they give another sheet in next year?
They will give us another sheet at some other date. I'm doing this to make them to start pay.
Okay.
I'm trying to accelerate the way that when they start paying. And if I'm under the impression that if I make this a little bit sexier with some of their data, it'll sell this quicker to get them subscribed and paying.
Yeah. So basically, like what we want to do is on each of the districts, we want to show not just these numbers, but we want to show many more of the intermediate crop progress numbers.
Exactly. Yep.
Makes sense.
Cool.
Maybe some kind of pop-up.
Yeah.
Could be interesting.
Maybe, or even like when you zoom in, when I click on this crop district, just like when I click on you know, if I were to click on this Providence, Saskatchewan, I get all these, you know, more detailed views of Saskatchewan. Maybe when I click on one of these, you know, now instead of seeing all these, now my zoom just goes into this, and there's sub squares in here.
Okay.
Maybe that's like a drill down or drill through.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know.
Like in United States that we have more detailed counties.
Exactly.
Okay.
So if I go,
yes, something
right,
like that.
yeah. Ideally, this UI should have us. You should be able to click on states first. So I know that these are all counties, but we're missing an aggregation level here, which is state, which should be the average of all the counties in that state.
Okay.
It's okay. This is the way it was built before you got here, and it's too much. At some point, it was too much to change. But these are some of the changes that I want to make on this app.arrow Intel for PepsiCo. This is fine right now. But on the app, when we go into app, Jose, about having somebody dedicated on the app, those are some of the changes that I want to make there. PepsiCo really only cares about Canada.
One question is not related with it, but I remember right now. I update some things related to Auth0 because will be deprecated in a few weeks. So can I deploy this change to the app?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
The only thing you cannot deploy to app is anything of PepsiCo proprietary data.
Okay, perfect. Don't worry.
That's all. For right now, later on, we'll have more strict rules, but right now there's no one on it. And the people who are going to be on it are people that I trust. You know, it will be beta to kind of previewing it privately on app. So I'm not too worried about it.
Okay, perfect.
So for this new data mat that we want to populate, it's probably better to put that in a separate database, right? For Pepsi, as in.
So you guys made a Pepsi
kind of
invites. You made a Pepsi invites database, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yes.
Can you not add this data to that same database? Just a different table?
Yeah, we can do that.
How big is the Excel file, Matt?
25 meg.
25 megabytes?
25 is not very big.
Yeah, it's not very big.
No.
Not very big. I'm having some ideas. But because that is not even compressed.
Right, exactly.
Yes.
So it means, and if it is not going to change a lot, so.
In the future, it may change, but right now, for the point of what we're doing, it's a addition to a visual that we may or may not continue to use down the line. But right now, it's going to help us sell. They may say, oh, it's great that you were able to put this in there, but we only want to see half of this. I'm giving them probably too much detail, is my point.
Because one easy thing would be, I mean, and it would be quite fast because we don't even need to create a database, backend, endpoints, or anything like that. We can just convert it to a suitable format, kind of JSON, that is downloaded, compressed. So it might be like 1 megabyte, something like that. Okay. It can be downloaded in parallel, so it won't make the experience slower. Once we have it in the computer, we can do anything we want with it, and it will be quite fast.
If you have a JSON, you want me to put it in the JSON?
What, sorry?
Do you want me to convert this into JSON?
No, not you, of course. No, you send us the. No.
Oh,
but
okay.
Anyway, even if you do that, because we would like to. I mean, there are many ways to convert it to JSON.
Okay.
Because Excel is basically two-dimensional,
right?
While JSON has more dimensions. So
Absolutely.
we can do that.
Okay.
Basically, what Jose was proposing is we can store the data in a JSON and then just load the JSON in the UI. That way, we don't even need to have a database.
I think it's a good idea, but
I mean, we just yeah, that would be the fastest thing because we would take a shortcut, and if anyway this is something that could change in a few months, maybe we don't need to write it in a stone.
Yeah. Anyways, I think that's like the solution. So we can brainstorm.
Whatever the easiest, best way for you. Yeah, whatever you guys think is the best. I'm not gonna argue with you. You guys are much better at this than I am. I just know that I want to give some of the detail to these guys, and I think that'll help accelerate some of this subscribing for them. To wrap this up real quick, because I know it's late. The app stuff, Jose, I'm going to start tagging in GitLab. I'm gonna start tagging the app stuff as just app, and then the PepsiCo stuff as PepsiCo. I'm gonna put tags on them, and so that way we'll basically have two backlogs. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah. Because Antonio, what we were speaking about right before you joined is that we have like three things that we would like to work in parallel, because we have like three kinds of priorities. One is for PepsiCo, that there are a bunch of things that we want to do. Some of them are like very quick changes because we detected some bugs, something that can be solved quickly, but other things would take more time, like this that we just saw.
yes.
Then we also want to make very quick changes in the generic app of Aerial, because there are Matt would like to enroll like 20-30 users, something like that there, and to start see some movement there. So this is something that if possible we would like to do in parallel. The other thing is that at the end of June, Matt is going to have like a meeting with investors, and if we could have something like really impressive, like for example, imagine the integration of Carto, okay? But this is something that we wouldn't like to stop the other two priorities. So it should be something that should work in parallel. So this would involve like maybe onboarding someone else in the project, like Vicente or someone else. Do you think if we start doing the Carto thing, for example, Vicente or some other of our people starts doing the Carto, do you think he would be able to integrate it by the end of June?
I think Vicente have great experience programming in JavaScript, so I don't think he can find many problems, because Carto is more or less totally independent from the actual backend, so I think it can be done. And the other three priorities, David by this time have a very good know of the project, so I think we can parallelize. Yes, I think we can. And
so the idea is that these investors, the users that I'm putting on this app, are to prepare us for the investors, and that way there's users on the app for investors to see, and that way all the metrics on the dashboards that we have will be populated with actual users, and I won't be lying to them completely about the state of the users on the app. And that way they can see traction on the actual app in addition to the PepsiCo stuff. The investors, I'm being told, like the idea of the exponential user adoption of the app. The possibility of that is what they are interested in. I know, and we all know, that the only reason an individual user would use our stuff is because they know that PepsiCo and Glencore and big companies use our stuff. And that's what would be one of the draws to it. But in the meantime, before that's all done, I want a few users on there to show investors that there's users on there. As we talk to Syngenta, Monsanto, and Rio.
Okay.
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 So I think it's feasible. Anyway, tomorrow we will also do some brainstorming here. Just to see who are the best people to assign to this.
Maybe tomorrow I can take a deeper look to Carto with you.
But first, please let's fix these little errors.
Okay.
Let's talk to David and fix these little errors.
Agreed. So Mazi can do a new demo.
Yeah. Also, Antonio, please, since this meeting is being recorded, why don't you download the video and
I'll send it to
you with David?
Okay, perfect.
Okay. Yeah, awesome. Antonio, thank you. Jose, thank you. Initial. Are you awake? Initial, are you awake?
Yeah, of course. I never sleep, man.
I know you don't, man. This is the no sleep crew. Okay. So I think that those are the big things. Awesome, guys. And then I will send you the. Do you get the Zoom recordings? Do you guys all get the links to that way after the recordings are done?
I didn't see it, but
it gets sent to my email, I think, and so I'll send it to you guys.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
I never use this, so I don't know if I can get myself. But if
it's just a link. It's okay. It's not that hard.
Okay.
Okay, guys. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.
Hey, Mazi.
Howdy.
How's it going, bud?
Good. Good stuff. So the demo. I can't hear you. I still can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
Now we're good to go.
Okay, this Pratt kid, this interview I've been trying to do for a week, just called me back.
Okay.
If you want to sit tight, this should be a 10-minute meeting, or we can talk tomorrow.
I can, I'll wait.
Okay, cool. Thanks, man.